podcast is brought to you by Game Eclipse TV. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Bottle Rocket podcast with me, Chris.
Me, Ben.
Me, the Mance.
Now, I understand that you two guys got your hands on the Destiny Alpha
Damn right.
over the
Certainly
other
true.
weekend.
Yeah.
Spill the beans. How
No.
good / bad was it?
No, not yours. No, never.
It's
What, you're keeping it a secret?
it was pretty awesome, if I'm honest. It's obvious the influence of Halo, obviously with it being developed by Bungie.
It's a massive influence, in my opinion, to be fair.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
just
felt like I was playing Halo.
Just for anybody that's been asleep for the past 12 months, Destiny is a massive action role-playing first-person shooter coming up from Bungie, published by Activision, across PlayStation 3, 4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and it pledges to be huge. I heard that is Paul McCartney on the composers list for the music?
Pass.
Yeah, no idea with that one.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I heard he was. I don't know what he's actually going to do, but that's irrelevant anyway. So, down to gameplay. What's it like? Does it feel like Halo? Or does it feel like its own animal?
I mean, it certainly has, as I say, a lot of influence from what Bungie have learned with Halo. It does play on its own merits as well, though. It certainly has its own individuality, its individual taste, loving the whole sci-fi. And also we've got to bear in mind that it's still technically, I mean, I don't honestly believe it is an alpha build, but technically it's an alpha build game.
From the footage that I've seen, it looks really polished already.
Yeah.
You don't normally get that in alpha.
Oh, no, it's certainly been, I mean, I would say it's probably in line with what most, betas come up with these days. They knew what they were doing with this. It's very polished. But I mean, if you look at the trailers again, stuff that they showed at E3, this doesn't look anything like as good as that. So I mean, this really is just a taster by the looks of things. But yeah, it's definitely got its own flavour. It's not just a Halo clone with MMO elements.
Now, I was surprised that obviously there's going to be exclusive content for PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
That surprised me with it being.
Isn't that a bit of a kick in the teeth, though, for Bungie for being biggest Halo, all these years of Halo? Then I'm going to now and pledge my allegiance to PlayStation 4. That's a bit.
Well, that is that to do with the sort of disagreement with Microsoft over going their own way years ago?
I think it's got something to do with that.
Revenge.
Microsoft stopped them from doing their own thing before. I remember reading an article a few years back about Bungie wanting to break away and do their own thing, but Microsoft would only allow them to basically continue working on the Halo IP. And you can understand why, from Microsoft's point of view. That was probably the biggest moneymaker at the time, as an individually owned IP. But I don't know. I think Sony have probably sort of used that to their advantage, and also, given them the old golden handshake and said, "What can you do for us?" But I do know that the content that is exclusive to PlayStation at the minute is on some retailer sites. They're saying is guaranteed exclusive until fall 2015. So it's quite possible that it's only got a year's timed exclusivity on Sony consoles.
All right.
Even if they just spam all the exclusives for a year, then surely it's going to be better off than Xbox. If the exclusivity they give is absolutely crazy. Surely. Well, possibly. I don't know. Then they might just say, Xbox, yeah, you can have it now. All this new fancy stuff. They're just giving the PlayStation.
Who knows? Only time will tell. But I mean, so you guys enjoyed the alpha.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You're also gearing up for the Battlefield Hardline.
Yeah.
That's a beta, isn't it?
Yeah,
at the
that's
moment,
closed beta at this point in time.
When's that available?
That's available now.
It's available now, right?
Yeah, you can go on the Battle Log website.
That was just a case. It was just a case of getting hold of the code. You had to apply for a key.
I'm yet to still get a code, but a very good Bottle Rocket colleague passed me a code. I was like a kid in the candy shop when he texted me the code, literally. Literally.
So what's the premise of this one? Cops and robbers?
Yeah, cops and robbers. Literally.
Yeah, pretty much. It basically sort of steals the Battlefield engine, which is, I think, the only reason why it's called Battlefield Hardline, and then uses cops and robbers as the premise, puts you in. I mean, at the minute you're playing on one map called High Tension, which is a pretty big map. But it's just sort of set in one portion of LA for the time being. It features Levolution, like in Battlefield 4, not quite as extensive, but in this instance there's a crane that you can activate falling down and sort of destroying part of the map, which looks pretty cool.
Now, going back to E3, that part of the trailer looked fucking mental.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For lack of any better, it looked crazy.
I mean, DICE know how to make a trailer. I'll give that to them.
It reminds me of Blizzard in a way. Like Blizzard know how to
sell a game.
How to sell, yeah, exactly. And DICE just do the same.
Well, actually, I'm saying DICE. That's a mistake. It's more like EA know how to make a trailer, because this isn't made by DICE. DICE is just consulting on this one. It's Visceral Games that made Dead Space making this.
All right, yeah. Do you think that's going to bring a different taste to it?
I've never played a Dead Space game, would you believe? So I wouldn't have a clue.
Never played a Dead Space game.
Never played.
If you enjoy shitting your pants, then get any one of them.
Yeah, I played Dead Space. I played Dead Space 1. That was pretty freaky.
Played Dead Space on Little Big Planet 2 that someone had made.
I think I played that level too on the community.
Yeah.
It was really well made. Yeah. But no, the Dead Space games, they're just amazing at conjuring up a scary vibe, and like I say, proper shit your pants time. But that's off the subject anyway. So it seems like more recently, beta testing and alpha testing has become pushed more out into the open.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
I mean, it's always been there, but it just seems like there's a bigger push into the wider demographic.
It's like, I think it's the first, like these past couple of years, it's the first time when like beta codes has been coming out. Beta tests have always been there, but it's more like if you want the beta, go to here, sign up, and like push yourself towards and go and get it. Whereas now the companies are pushing themselves to try. Get it out there.
Would you say that is to do with more of building the hype train and building anticipation for the game coming out, or is it to get feedback on the game to improve it for release? Because obviously, essentially, beta testing, alpha and beta, historically are used to iron out the bugs, and make the game ready for launch. But it sort of feels now like it's a new tool to keep the hype train rolling before release.
I'd say the hype train is for certain games. Take Blizzard for an example. If you've ever played Warcraft and you've had a new game, betas comes out beta's out now for the new. Alpha, is out now
on the PTR.
It comes out in December sometime, and you can guarantee that game will come out in December with more bugs than an Antil. It'd be horrific for the couple of first 2 weeks. It'll be out absolutely horrific.
Well, you always get that with big launches on MMOs, but
it's going to be hype train possibly for that particular one. I don't know. That's an iffy one to me.
I think as Mance has just said, traditionally in the past, when it has come to playing a beta or an alpha, it's been one of these, you must apply, and it's not necessarily widely advertised. You have to be, or in previous times have had to be within certain circles to even given the opportunity to apply for a beta. But now, I mean, it's uncharted territory. Going into the new consoles. There's like, if you look at just PlayStation 4 and Xbox One alone, there's probably like 15 million sitting in homes already. They've got massive reach, and I think that hype train is going to take over, unfortunately, rather than the quality assurance that you were getting before.
I suppose it is a good way to sort of stress test your servers and the strength of that aspect of it. For general release, like if you put it, obviously you put Destiny out for a weekend, you're going to get a load of people on that game. So you're going to know what your servers can and can't do, and what you need to do. So there's that side of it, I suppose.
But then with Destiny, they you still had to apply for a key. I mean, I think I got an email saying apply for the Destiny beta, and I did, and then I got a code. So I can imagine they sent that out to a substantial portion.
Probably everybody with a PSN.
I've seen
Battlefield.
Exactly. Battlefield did get one as well. Sony did send a Battlefield on that, and again, like Ben said, they did send a Destiny email.
So I mean,
you can.
But I mean, it was plugged on the E3 presentation, wasn't it? So it's going to have a massive reach, and like you say, to me, it almost seems like it's becoming more to do with hyping the games up before release. So you're still interested in it even 12 months before release.
Well, I mean, if you look at it in terms of like in the past, betas, especially in alphas that are closed, you're not meant to be sharing the gameplay. It's all copyright. It's this, that, and the other. PlayStation 4's got Twitch, Ustream, and there's been absolutely no lock on recording the gameplay. You can stream it. So people are watching you play the closed beta, which really should be used for, not just hype, for finding bugs and ironing out glitches in the game. But people are sitting there watching you play the game that they haven't been able to get. So that is, arguably making them salivate while they haven't got a code. But you're sitting there bashing the crap out of their next favourite game. So I think Hype Train is going to be one of the... I just hope that betas don't become another gimmick. Because if you look at the mess that was Battlefield 4 when that first came out, I mean, Jesus Christ. And there was a beta for that on the old consoles. I'm sure that they did some kind of closed testing on the new consoles, but it was a right state. So that, I mean, I think EA are probably trying to avoid that with Hardline by releasing a beta so early, closed. There'll no doubt be a public beta in about 2 months' time as well, maybe with another map on. But yeah, I think, while I like the idea of betas and alphas in some instances, I just hope that it doesn't take away from the actual point of them in the first place.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I don't want to get Destiny in September and find out that it's a bug-ridden hellhole when I played the alpha, which was a nice, tasty little portion of the game, which played all right for the most part.
Just coincidentally, if you do want to see any of the footage from the Battlefield Hardline, take a look on GameEclipse.tv. Our current sponsors for the podcast. There's a couple of videos, it's quite a few videos up now of gameplay from Hardline. Get on there and take a look. That's GameEclipse.tv.
Get yourself on that crane.
Yeah.
Get on the crane.
Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
What did you think of it overall then, Mansell?
Hardline?
Yeah.
I think it's a lot similar to Battlefield 4. I'm playing Battlefield 4 at the moment, and it literally, the game engine feels like I'm playing Hardline, but I don't know if that's because it's a beta or not. They haven't pushed the game engine more as the fact that it's now cops and robbers.
Is it a standalone game?
It's a standalone game, yeah.
It's not like an add-on. It's not an expansion.
No. It's a full release.
Fully fledged game, yeah.
It'll have a campaign mode and all that kind of stuff as well. I do like the way they've done, and I mean, I don't know how much of it's going to stand. The upgrade system and the leveling system within the game. They've sort of done a cross between Battlefield and Counter-Strike, where you're earning money as you go.
Yeah, you can buy new weapons in the
game. You buy your upgrades as you go along, rather than grinding through the levels and getting thousands of points score to get certain weapons or certain add-ons. There's a bit of grinding involved, but for the most part, it's just you earn money through your actions in the game, and then you use that money to buy your upgrades. I think that's a good way of leveling the playing field. I like
That's
that.
going to stop my boost packs, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you won't necessarily have to have some stupid download content to get all the weapons.
Pay to win, yeah.
I'm just currently watching a clip on Game Clips TV from Rec Filming of an action cinematic that they've put together, and I'm thinking I'm going to come around your one of you guys' house and take your PlayStation 4.
No, you're not.
I'm just gonna break in while you're not there and take it.
You want to just
because it's about time I had one.
Yeah, you want to just join the next generation.
Well, yeah, it's easy to say, but you know,
if you haven't got
money's tight these days.
If you haven't got one, wait until Destiny comes out and buy that sweet ass ice white looking console. That looks amazing.
Well, to be honest, that does look nice, but the game that that has made me definitely want a next gen console is
Little Big Planet 3.
Not quite Little Big Planet 3.
Oh.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Because it just looks so so brilliant. Especially for... Go on.
Is that one a Sony exclusive as well? I can't quite remember.
It was on Sony's press conference. So I don't know if it's going to be exclusive. Let me just see if I can find out while we're chatting about it.
It might be a timed exclusive or something.
One way to find out.
One way to find out.
One way to find out. But I mean, it looks absolutely gorgeous. And I know I keep saying this, and people that I talk to are probably sick of hearing me say it by now, but it just looks so ambitious. And for the four guys at Hello Games to come up with what is essentially an infinite galaxy that's just full of new, interesting things.
Well, here's the about from the official website. No Man's Sky is a game about exploration and survival in an infinite, procedurally generated universe. Now that just sounds an amazing tagline straight away.
That's procedurally generated, obviously meaning that the game has algorithms built into it that will generate content as you explore. So there'll be like a kernel for a planet that hasn't been explored yet, and as you get there, you will see it evolve in front of you. It'll build this new planet for you to explore, and you can, if you're the first person to explore that planet, you get that gets logged as you then, and that's there in the galaxy as a planet that you've explored. And I mean, it's not just the game itself that's exciting. It's the sort of implication for other games. You know, this code that they've built, if it can be implemented into other games and shared that way, it's going to make some very very interesting future games.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, procedurally generated worlds aren't necessarily something new, but on this kind of scale, I don't think it's ever been really attempted.
And to come from four guys in Guildford.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. That the ambition is that four guys can do this. So,
massive high five to Hello Games.
Looked at Minecraft's game engine and thought, sod the squares.
Yeah, let's make it look good. I've got it down here. It is confirmed as a PS4 timed exclusive.
Oh, sweet man.
Sweet. That on next gen is going to look beautiful.
I'll probably get that definitely straight away at release.
It's just a 4K TV just for it. Imagine that.
If I don't have a PS4 by that time, I will be around your house like for just constantly for a week.
I'll get the sleeping bag set up.
That's the point when we'll start doing video podcasts.
Yeah.
I mean, I must admit, going back to the earlier conversation about, do these betas and alphas and whatnot build hype train. I mean, I'd seen the trailers for Destiny and I was pretty blown away by some of the footage. But when you actually play the game, I mean, it is awesome. I wasn't necessarily going to get it at launch, but now I'm gagging for playing the full game. And if you can get online with your friends on that as well, it's be awesome.
We had a video from Daryl, and he played through a bit of it, and he said it's going to be really fun multiplayer.
the questing side of things, doing the co-op is really awesome.
So how does the questing work? Is it what sort of? I mean, Mance, you're obviously well versed in spending time questing and grinding XP. How do the quests feel in this?
They're not too bad. They can be a bit grindy. I mean, I've only played the alpha, so I'm sure there's only a select portion, and there's obviously
grind though.
But there's only also a certain portion of the map to play with as well. So while I played a few of the missions 4 or 5 times over, while I was leveling up,
is it go here, kill 10 of these, turning quests sort of thing, or?
Oh, there's a variety. There is quests like that. There's quests where you simply have to go to an area and scout the area, where you literally just stand in a spot and then you build up a sort of percentage bar. There might not even be any enemies there. You just have to go there.
Yeah.
There's collection. It's similar to MMOs. You've got similar quests to MMOs.
I think with these quests, there's all quests. The variety of quests is already out. You can't really. What more can you do in a game that's going to change the questing up? It's always going to be go out and kill 2 and 10 of these.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you say that, but I mean,
stand on
have you played Guild Wars 2?
No, I haven't.
Because Guild Wars 2 has a really interesting take on how to go through the content. That's sort of they're almost like live action quests. Whereas on general MMOs, you could go to an area to your quest giver, pick up a quest, and it'll say the centaurs have kidnapped the little girl. Go kill 10 of them and rescue the girl. So you see about 20 centaurs standing there. So you go and hack 10 of them down and click on the little girl. Quest complete. Whereas in Guild Wars, you might rock up to a little settlement, and a wave of centaurs is attacking. Now, if you defend the place, great, quest done. If you fail the quest, then they might capture that little girl and take her back to their base. So then the dynamic of the quest changes, and it's go and rescue the girl and bring her back and escort her back. So it's dynamic and it evolves with the gameplay. And I'd like to see more of that implemented in quest-based games, because it's just the whole, go kill 10 of these, great, what a job done. It's just wearing thin on me now, and the grind. I don't have time for the grind nowadays, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Destiny, they've sort of taken elements from MMOs, but I don't think they want to go down the path of a pure MMO game. Because there's only, I mean, I don't know if there's more classes in the final game, but as it stands, there's 3 classes. There's basically your tank class.
There's damage dealer and a healer.
There's like a ranged class, sniper, and then there's an in-between, a warlock, which has more sort of spell type attacks rather than, with weapons and whatever.
You're talking basic tank, healer, and DPS.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think the missions are sort of, I mean, I don't know what all of the proper co-op quest missions are like, because there's only really one that you can actually play, which I just joined some random guys with, and we weren't even playing on the sort of the hardest mode, and it was damn tough, and we were all just playing pretty much the same class. So I don't really think there's any advantages to having different classes in each sort of quest either.
Yeah,
just personal preference on what you play.
Yeah, pretty much. It's been designed. It's been designed with all different play styles in mind, so that you don't have necessarily a disadvantage if you wanted to use a different class. The tank class, I think it's called Titan in Destiny, isn't better with assault rifles than any other class, for argument's sake. But I think the upgrades to the armor and things like that happen quicker than with the other classes.
Yeah. So you're gonna build up a different sort of utility over time with that class.
But I mean, the scope.
Makes sense.
The scope for the game is really cool. Obviously, it's only a portion, so that might not even be the final number of classes. That might not be the final number of races you could play as.
I think so always probably can just put in.
Well, I mean,
DLC or use another class back.
Well, yeah, and they will as well.
If you look at it, it's going to have what is it, $500 million pumped into it over 10 years?
Nice.
Yeah,
from Activision. So the scope for new planets, new classes, new races is is endless, really, and like you say, man, the latest DLC pack could be, your new class, your new race, your new like playable characters. So the scope for that's endless. Just, I suppose, in the same way, just like the scope of the game, because that really it could transition onto the next gen with the way the game's set out.
If they plan for this game to be 10 years long, then I can guarantee that they won't even necessarily need a sequel until the next gen, if they even bother with a sequel, or if they just do.
Well, you could you could open up another galaxy, couldn't you? For
precisely.
Exclusive for next gen owners, and make the others backwards compatible. But to go to the next one, you have to have the latest console.
I mean, that's more than likely. That's likely.
Hello?
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 Oh, it went a bit funny then. Are we back?
And we're back in the room.
Talk to me. I think we're back in the room.
I'm still in the room. Are you in the room?
I'm in the room.
Matt's in the room?
I'm in the room.
Yeah, so yeah, that's Destiny.
Yeah.
That's Destiny.
Looking forward to it.
Where else?
I think for me it's gone sort of towards the top of my must-buy list this year. I just really hope that I'm not playing it on my own, and there's somebody who I know who plays the game as well.
Well, steal me a PS4 and I'll play it with you.
Ah, sweet. Yeah, no problem.
I wouldn't even touch the game that I'm most looking forward to in this year, because I'll disappoint all you game fans. Don Bradman's Cricket 2014 is probably the most looking forward game I'm going to enjoy this year.
And on that bombshell, that about wraps it up for time for this week's podcast. I've been Chris.
I've been Ben.
I've been annihilated just now by idiots.
Thanks for listening. Catch you next time.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.